Why was the TL so toxic last night? Why was everybody so miserable? Why was football being rewritten again? Why are we killing the game? Just for Arsenal winning a football match. Why are we killing football conversation? Why are we killing the sport in itself just to hate on Arsenal? No disrespect, Gooners. I mean this with absolutely no ill intentions towards you. This isn't your fault in any capacity. You're just watching your team play. But the negativity, the nonsense, the ridiculousness I'm now hearing is crazy. Arsenal have made them cry again. Arsenal have made them angry again. The hate is going into overdrive, but they're running out of things to complain about. It's hilarious.
Stop it. Get some help.
Last night, Arsenal set a brand new record, which is the first English team to beat Spanish opposition 6 times in a row. Now, this is no mean feat if you think about how long European football has been going on for, the plethora, the quality. You think of the fantastic, the wonderful, the majestic, the brilliant Liverpool teams, the amazing history-making sides of Liverpool, of course, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea Football Club. You go back into the 70s and 80s and look what the likes of Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, and Ipswich did. There's been some amazing teams that have won these trophies and of course, sit in a category of their own in European football. But it demonstrates how difficult it is. The Spanish sides, when you look at it, okay, the Premier League might be the biggest, most exciting and best league in the world, but the Spanish sides in my lifetime have dominated Europe. Their records are very, very good. And the fact that no English team, when you think of all those brilliant ones I've mentioned, have ever gone 6 games on the bounce against Spanish opposition with a win is a very good achievement for Arsenal. And when I speak about rewrite, I already know, by the way, 2 minutes and 10, go check the comment section now. Go and check the comment section right now. Before you do anything else, go and check it and timestamp this moment here. 2 minutes and 20, we'll say 25 seconds. Timestamp it. No one is saying this is a trophy. No one is saying, oh my God, it makes them the greatest team in the world. But we have got to start normalizing whether you want to use the word celebration, or you want to use the word acknowledgement, or you want to use the word encouragement or praise, these types of milestones, okay? When teams get goal scoring records, points records, win streak records, there is an element of it that must be praised. I don't think it's the be-all and end-all of sport, but it's very, very important to look at this. And that's also why last night's victory for Arsenal was so good. But you wouldn't know it to look at the TL yesterday. All I was seeing on a consistent basis yesterday, predominantly rivals to begin with, but just moaning about how Arsenal was so bad. They don't play beautiful football. They are so boring to watch. This here from the Monk says Arsenal games are so boring. They get outplayed. They score a scruffy goal or set piece, then pass it around with a bit of luck. They get more and end of the match. They get a few more by the end of the match. I mean, on what planet have you seen Arsenal outplayed this season? At no point this season have they been outplayed. And even last year, when they were dropping lots of points from winning positions, that was Arsenal not killing games off and often being caught on the counter-attack or sleeping. It was not about them being dominated, outplayed, the territories looked after, not being in the game, not having chances to win football matches. It was a lack of clinical edge. I genuinely cannot watch Arsenal as much as I try to. They are actually getting even less ambitious on the ball. It's very humanly possible. Pure poison. Arsenal are just shit. They are not, as you say here, they are not a single player. There's not a single player that gets you out your seat. They are all just so bland. Again, just an absolute huge exaggeration on the game. And if you watch Athletic Club versus Arsenal last night, there was end-to-end moments. Bilbao were attacking. They actually exploited space that Arsenal left because they were trying to attack. The first half, there was a lack of intensity and very good defending from both teams, it has to be said. In the second half, again, Bilbao's crowd were up for it. They were matching Arsenal's newfound intensity. Arsenal were creating openings and opportunities in the game. And then Arteta had to make a change. And I thought this was interesting as well, because the amount of tweets I saw, Arteta doing his usual stupid substitutions. Why take Gyökeres off? You need a goal, and you take your greatest off your greatest threat. Arteta doesn't see the midfield is dead. He's taking off Gyökeres. I'm not a fan of Arteta taking off Gyökeres around the 64th minute. Hopefully he was just resting him. And I think, by the way, it went on and went on and went on, and there was multiple tweets, people slamming the substitutions, that it makes no sense, that it was criminal, that it wouldn't work, calling him a fraud, calling him out. This is horrendous. The substitutions worked, and the manager got it right. He realized that he needed something different in the game. This happens in football. And I said at the start, we're killing the game, and we are killing football. We are damaging football. We are ruining the discourse. We are lying. We are fundamentally lying about football. Going away from home in Europe, especially the Champions League, especially when you go to countries like Spain, like Germany, like Italy in recent years. I think you can throw France into that category at the minute. They've got some great quality. Over the years, you've had Portugal that are in that conversation and other nations. But those top leagues, going away from home has always been hard. Has always been hard. Difficult to beat teams. Yes, you get these anomaly results. Oh, look, City went away and won 5-0 in Spain. Liverpool went away and won 4-0 in Italy. You get those. But by and large, my entire footballing life, going away in Europe to a tough team with an intense crowd, playing one of the biggest leagues in the world, if you go there and keep a clean sheet and score 2, maybe even 3 goals, that was a fantastic result. It was never over-egged, as that's a guarantee you're winning it, but it was never underplayed in this way. The amount of times I've seen teams, I want to say, quote unquote, scam a win. You know, use a modern day colloquial term, scam a win in the Champions League. We again are rewriting how football works to banter rivals. The media are jumping on this, and it's ruining and damaging the actual expectations of the game. What Arsenal did last night, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant on every single level. Yes, it's not a game, it's not a victory that's going to go into the history books that Arsenal fans are going to want to watch on repeat in for the next 30, 40 years. No one is claiming that, but that's most football matches. That is most football matches. But if we start to play these types of games down and act like they're an abomination, they ruin the game, we're going to end up killing our enjoyment, because so many football matches are like this. They're not all these masterpiece sort of season finales that get everybody talking. That's never been how football is, and we've got to stop pushing that rhetoric. There were loads of great things to look at with Arsenal last night that we're forgetting in football, and I've got to call out this rival actually at CFC. Wrong one. CFC Mods, who says, all jokes aside, this Arsenal defense is ridiculous, because how on earth have they only conceded 1 goal all season, and it was a bizarre free kick. There were so many things about Arsenal last night you could have focused on and gone, wow, that looked really good. As well as there were some things to criticize. The fact that Mosquera stepped in for Saliba. They look so hard to break down. They look so hard to beat. And even when teams do break a line and get balls into the box, yes, oh God, the ball went across the 6-yard box twice. Yeah. But the runners were being blocked by defenders. So it's even when there's an opportunity that they're going to concede. So far, they have been excellent in mitigating that risk. They did it to Man United. We got the ball into great areas, and then they'd shut the angle off. They'd get the block in. They'd stop the runner. They'd cut if the cutback comes across and goes across the 6-yard box, if you stop the runner from being able to get there, no harm done. And for me, there's so many brilliant aspects of our game. And I know we all love the flair and the attacking element, but there's so many other parts that should be getting looked at and praised. And I used to talk about this with City all the time and Pep. As much as Pep's tiki-taka and he's attacking football and the records they broke in that area were great, everybody ignored the most important fundamental part, how quickly they get back into shape, how hard they were to break down, and how quickly they won the ball back. And I do blame the mainstream media, because fans are always going to banter each other, but they normalize it by jumping on that nonsense because they want a viral clip on Twitter rather than talking about the most important parts of the game. And it's killing it. And then you get comments like this. This is again, the mainstream media for you. Let's take a little listen.
This summer, unbelievable.
So end of the season, no excuses then. Arsenal.
So, give you context. This caller has just phoned in and basically said that the recruitment this summer was absolutely fantastic. The squad looks really deep and brilliant.
Unbelievable this summer. Unbelievable.
So, end of the season, no excuses then. Arsenal should be winning the Champions League or Premier League.
I agree.
Look, it's straight away you get this notion of no excuses then. You should be winning the Premier League and the Champions League. Again, I just think this is reductive, sensationalist talk. Very closed question, very loaded question, because Arsenal should be trying to win trophies, and I'm going to judge them on that, and I'll stand on that. The whole point, but it shuts the conversation down. It's not about what Gabby Abongor has said. You could ask the question: do you think with this squad you should be winning trophies? Do you think with this squad you will win trophies? But it's the way it's, instead of going into how good the depth is, instead of saying what is it about the depth, what players are you excited about, how different do you think it is from last season, where in the season do you think this is going to help you when you're up against, when you're competing against the Liverpools and the Cities in England, when you're coming up against the big boys in Europe, how do you think this squad that Bert has helped put together for Arteta is going to help you? There's so many questions there that could be asked. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm getting to a point, even with my own panel shows on the terrace, I'm getting bored. That everything just gets reduced down to that. It's an Arsenal fan will say, I really like my squad. So you got to win the league then, yeah? It's going to be really tough. No bottle. And it used to be fun, but it's what everybody's doing on every show, on every YouTube channel, every mainstream media network. It is so boring. There's so much more to football than that. And yeah, you can have a little laugh and a joke. I do it myself. But where's the serious conversation gone? Surely that's why we started this in the first place. It's why AFTV, it's why Redmen, it's why the Stretford Paddock, people like myself, it's why we all started this. Yes, you have a bit of fun, little jab here, little joke there, but then it was about seriousness. And I don't know. I don't blame Arsenal for this in any capacity. It's not their fault. But some of their own self-deprecating fans, the way the media talk, this is by the way, I've called this out a lot for Liverpool this season as well, a lot for Chelsea this season also. But it's just horrendous. Look, Arsenal made them cry again. Arsenal have made them sad again. Arsenal have exposed their absolute bias and hatred. And maybe some gooners are going to laugh at this. I find some of it funny. But I can't lie to you. For me, it is killing such an important part of this game, which is having a good, honest conversation about football. Do me a favor, please, and hit that like button. Please make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Get that bell notification turned on if you haven't done so already. Really, really important to us that you do it. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Peace.